My guest today is Cookeville Vice Mayor Laurin Wheaton. Good morning, Laurin.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. You know today's a special day, right?
Yes, so you just informed me of this, and I am absolutely honored and thrilled.
It's the 1-year anniversary of Today in Putnam County radio show, and
Woo!
Laurin,
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
I know it was on your bucket list.
Yes,
today,
it was.
so.
Yes, this and yeah, the other thing I
And
got
the
to
helicopter ride this week.
So that's it. Yep, I've been on this show for your anniversary and the helicopter ride, so I'm good now.
You're good now.
No more accomplishments.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Life is great.
Yep, I'm out.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you being here today. I was reading your bio. What an impressive bio. You got your nursing degree, got your master's at Vanderbilt. You're currently a nurse practitioner with Caris Hospice. You got a great husband, Wade, works at Farm Bureau. Can't leave Wade out.
No, yeah,
Two
we cannot.
kids.
No, yes.
Wow, what a full-time job you have.
Well, thank you. It does. It keeps me busy. I will definitely say that. I drink a lot of coffee all the time, so that is something that keeps me going. But I'm a busy person by nature. I like to do. I don't sit idle very well. So when my plate is full, I'm happy.
You're a workaholic.
I am. Yep. You can ask
we
anybody.
got to have something going.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, being a hospice nurse, of course, I was in emergency services for years.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough, isn't it?
It is. I worked in the emergency room for 6 years before I became a nurse practitioner, and saw life and death happening every day.
Right.
And so when I transitioned out of the emergency room role, I've still felt that end-of-life care was something that's very important, and especially to me, because I feel like everyone has the right to pass away, the way they want to, and most people want to do it at home with their family, not hooked up to IVs and tubes and things like that. And hospice allows you to do that, and so I get to be a part of this person's, dying wish, and then I also get to be part of a family and get to know them. So it's something I'm passionate about, and I feel like there aren't a lot of people who can do it. So if I can, why would I not? Be out there making sure that this is done for our patients. So
You look at it kind of like a gift.
I do.
God has given you a gift to be able to do this.
100%, because like I said, there's a lot of, and you know what? I think teaching is a gift. I could not be a teacher.
Right.
God bless our
Neither.
teachers. No, I could not do it. I know where my strengths lie. And they lie in healthcare. They lie in being a people person, and they lie in being able to be a part of that process. And to know that, if I get to make that easier for the family member or for the patient, then I've done something that I feel is very important in life.
Very rewarding when it comes down to that end of life like that.
Yeah.
There's really home, family, it all comes down to those basic things, and it's great that hospice has given people the ability to be at home.
That's what hospice is still a fairly new line of medicine, because it wasn't recognized as an important thing. It was just something that happened, and it was going to happen, the way it was in the hospital, and people weren't given the ability to choose the way they wanted to pass away. And so again, that's another thing I'm a big advocate for it too, is because it has a negative connotation, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But then when I get to sit down and say, hey, this is actually, we're going to be here for you. We're going to be here for your mom. We're going to make sure that they're comfortable, that you're informed, that you've got someone to call, because that wasn't a part of healthcare a long time ago.
No.
People
didn't have a choice.
No, they didn't.
We went in a hospital, nursing home.
And it's going to be what and what the healthcare providers say, they didn't know. We really didn't know that this was something that was important. And now when I'm talking to the family or talking to the family afterwards, and they thank me and they say, thank you for letting, my father pass away the way he wanted to at home. I mean, I get chill bumps talking about
Me
it now,
too. That's
because
a blessing.
Well, yeah. What else? You make someone's life better. That's what I want to do in this world, and so.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
You've been in office now for a year.
It's almost my year, a little after your anniversary.
And you ran for city council last year. What led you to want to run for office?
was probably, everyone's like, you must be crazy for doing this.
They say that about all of us, I think.
Yes,
don't
they do. I think any of us who get into this service, we do. They say, you are crazy. Once I realized that Cookeville was my home, where I was going to live, where I was going to raise my kids, where my family was going to be, where I was going to put down roots, I realized that I felt like I had an obligation to take part in what this city was becoming and to be a part of the direction the city was heading in. I felt like I needed to make sure that I continued the success that Cookeville was already, celebrating. And so I'm not a politician at all. I am healthcare. I always tell
public servant.
a public servant, yes. But the opportunity came up, and we just started discussing it, and I talked to someone about it, and they say, yeah, I think you should run. And I talked to someone else, and they say, yeah, I think you should run. I should help you. And next thing you know, and I prayed very hard about it. I said, Lord, I like my signs.
Right.
If I'm not supposed to do this, just shut the door.
Isn't that me too? That's what I did too. Didn't pray to lead me to do it. I said, if it's not for me to do it, just shut the door. Put the brick wall up.
I got you. Yeah. And let me tell you, doors were not shut, doors were swung open, yes, and I just kept walking through, and I just kept going, all right, God, if this is, I really feel like this is your path for me. So I followed that path and had some great support, and, here I am getting to help out with our great city.
Vice Mayor, your first time running for public office.
I was shocked, yes.
We weren't, okay? I'll have to say I was
Thank
not. The group in the elected official ring, we had a good feeling that you were going to be at the top 2 or 3, and you were. You've been into it a little over a year now. Is there anything that you can say, well, I didn't know that?
The one thing that always comes to mind is I didn't know how much, how deep a level you get into the city. You're serving on this capacity on the city council, but yet you're on a board here, or you're helping out with this organization. You're doing this with the Family Justice Center or the Healthier Cookeville Committee, that kind of stuff. You find all these little valleys that you get to get into, especially ones that you're really interested in, and you get to serve in those areas. So I didn't know how deep you got into, the city and what all goes on with it. That was the most surprising thing to me. And I love it too, because I found those avenues that I really am passionate about, and I really get to feel like I get to serve and put, my knowledge and my passion into those areas. So I really like that.
That's great. We're talking with Cookeville Vice Mayor Laurin Wheaton. Laurin, you've hit 2 bucket list things, being on my show
being
today.
on your show.
And, just kidding. But you were able to go up with the National Guard and the big helicopter this week. How was that?
That was unbelievable. The fact that Tech even had that event going on, to celebrate Veterans Day, kind of their Veterans Week festivities, and the Tennessee Army National Guard was able to get a helicopter there and let some of the, people who worked at Tech and some of the, people in the community get to ride on it. And I posted something on Facebook about how the one thing I always wanted to be was a flight nurse. I worked in the ER. Whenever those helicopters came to the pad, I was the first one to run up there because I love to get the patients off the helicopter. It's an adrenaline rush. It's something about it. And so when we got that opportunity, I jumped at it, and I thought, oh, this is it. So it was really cool because, it's a Black Hawk helicopter, and Justin Birdwell was talking about how they can use it as a medical helicopter and stack the cots up in the back. And so I sat in there and I thought, oh my goodness, like this is, because I wanted to join the.
That could have been you.
Could have been me. I wanted to join the military in nursing school, and my mom told me that I needed to serve at home. I could serve on this side. She did not want me going overseas, so I did, take care of the patients in the ER. But that was, I've always wanted to do that, and getting to ride on that helicopter. That is a bucket list. I can check that off. I did tell Wade when I got off, though, that I was probably going to go join the military and go become a nurse. I said, I'm going to go be a flight nurse. That's
you gave
it.
him a heart attack there.
I did. He said, aren't you busy enough? I was like, oh, I can go do that. But no, but it was awesome. And that opportunity, once in a lifetime opportunity, I feel like.
And to be able to see Cookeville
from
up in the
fly
air.
over Cookeville, and it was a snowy day, so it was just really cool about all that. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're into Healthier Cookeville.
Yes.
Lots of things going on with that. You got some new projects and stuff going on. Can you tell us about some of those?
We do. So, 2 of the things that I really, clearly having kids and
Yeah.
having one that's just entered the public school system, I'm very interested in ways to promote health in the schools. And being on the Healthier Cookeville committee, that kind of ties in with the Putnam County Health Council. There are some things that they're doing in the schools that I'm excited about. The one program that I would love to see this in every school, and that's kind of one of my goals, is that I'd like to see, it's called Morning Movement. And
Okay.
what it is, kids who get dropped off early before school, they have to sit in the cafeteria or the
Right.
gym, and they don't really get to do much. And so the Putnam County Health Department has people who go into some local schools here, and in the morning, 7:15 to 8 o'clock, they get the kids up in the gym and they move. They do Simon Says. They just walk around the gym and get to talk. Exercise. So one, yeah, you're getting kids to exercise. Two, studies have shown that if kids move, it helps them concentrate later on. It helps them focus. So I call it getting the wiggles out. So in the
Right.
morning they get their wiggles out instead of sitting in a chair and just having to be quiet. And they actually surveyed the kids, and the kids said they want it. They said they want it every day. And I mean,
That's
when a kid
great.
says they want something, they're being honest about it.
That's great.
So right now they do have it in, I know they've moved up to Monterey and I think Sycamore and, forgive me guys, I can't remember the other school, but they've got it in a few elementary schools, just a few, just not every day.
Is the goal to move it to the other schools?
My personal goal, yes, I would like to see it moved in every elementary school, 2 or 3 days a week even, work with students at Tech who are in the physical education program, work with PE teachers, something like that to get that program in every school, because I think it's just an easy way.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, such an easy way to promote health and exercise in kids.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
You got another program, I don't know if it's started or about to start, the School Water Challenge?
Yes, the School Water Challenge, yes, we're getting that going. Unfortunately, with the change of the governor, there's been some changes with the funding, with the healthier county commissions and things like that, so we had to kind of take a step back. But one thing we want to do is promote water drinking.
Yeah.
And what do kids love? They love competitions and they love winning prizes.
Yes.
So one of the things we want to do is to have an entire grade at every school. We'd like to do the 4th grade and give them water bottles for one, and then have a competition and see which school drinks the most water, tallying it up and things like that. And then whoever does, they win a popsicle party. Well, maybe not popsicles. They win a fruit party, but smoothie
Yeah,
party, something
something good,
healthy,
yeah.
but something to promote water drinking with kids, because that's another thing that kids don't get a lot these days. There's sodas, there's juices out there, and just to promote healthier diets, educating them about that stuff, and then making it fun for them.
It's all changed since we were a kid, hasn't it?
Oh my God! I mean, we had the water. Yeah, like it.
I mean, you basically had one choice when you went to, well, 2 choices. It was either milk or water.
Milk or water, and the water came. Yeah, I mean, you didn't have. Now they've got vending machines and all that stuff. And again, it's about education too. A lot of kids don't get that education at home. So simply saying, "Hey guys, here's some healthier choices. Here's some things you can eat instead of this," and then providing them a water bottle at school so they have something to drink water out of. Just again, it's little stuff like that you can see the change going forward.
And that is all about our kids going forward.
Exactly.
Making sure they're healthy. We make sure that
Exactly.
we leave this world better than we found it in.
Yep.
You were part of a great community effort, maybe one of the biggest that I saw, Heart of the City Playground.
Yes.
Raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to put the playground in at the city. That had to be something very fulfilling and rewarding to be a part of, to see the community turn out like that.
It was, and I was still new to Cookeville at the time, so I kind of was doing a little bit of the grunt work. I went and helped build the playground and helped out with some of the events. I have to give my hats off to the people who led it, because I mean, it was a completely grassroots effort.
Was.
Yeah, I mean, it had this community coming together, and now you see the playground now. And we have a family that we know that they have a child that right now is special needs,
Yeah.
and they have a playground that they can go to, because
Amazing.
otherwise they wouldn't have somewhere their kid could swing or climb around and stuff like that. And then seeing a community come together, my kids beg to go to that playground every day, and it's awesome to see. Again, an area that kids can play, because what do kids want to do? They want to play. They want something like
yeah,
that.
the fresh air and play.
And
My
run around
granddaughter's
and
the same way,
exercise.
yeah.
And it was a playground built by the community, for the community. This wasn't some company that came in and picked a
Right.
spot. This was something that, let me tell you, you tell moms, you get moms together, we're going to do something. You get us on a task and we will get it done. That is something, and that was a bunch of moms working
was.
together for the kids.
it was amazing how the community poured out their donations.
Oh,
to do
yes.
that. But I think that shows how much it means. You know, it's great that we have new jobs and new businesses and all these great things happening in our community, but a lot of times it's quality of life.
Yep.
And I think we realize that at the city and the county, and we're trying to do more and more things with our quality of life. I think you're looking at maybe an addition to Dogwood Park.
We are, yeah. We actually kind of had a revamping of our master plan with Dogwood Park since we did acquire some new property, and now with the police, station moving, we've got some new opportunities to grow the park. We actually have a citizen-led council that's coming together and meeting and determining some things that we want to do with the park. I promise, getting bathrooms over by the playground is still it's gonna happen.
That's
Don't
gonna
worry.
happen. It's on the agenda.
It is on the agenda, yes. Anyone who has kids knows that I ask all the time. Guys, it's gonna happen. I promise. We're still working on it. But other things, a way to utilize the park for events, for people to, have birthday parties, that kind of stuff there. Just taking a look at what all we can utilize that park
Take
for.
advantage of it, that's right.
Exactly.
We're talking today with Cookeville Vice Mayor Laurin Wheaton, and we've been talking about a lot of the projects and so forth going on in Cookeville. We got a big thing coming up in 2020, Laurin, that you're a part of. It's our census.
Yep. And that's
It's
going to
big
be
for the city, right?
It's big, and that's kind of what I think a lot of people think the census is a bad thing. They're trying to track people and know where everybody is. And we actually had someone from the Census Department come and speak to us at City Council at a work session and educate us about why you do the census. And I feel like it is my job to let people know as well, pass this information along. So yes, 2020 is going to be there. We're going to have a census. The census happens every 10 years, and essentially what it does is it does gather data in the forms of a number of people who live here, health, demographics, that kind of stuff, and it helps to determine up to $675 billion worth of money that's going to be appropriated to the right place of funding for certain things like schools, roads, healthcare, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So if you do not give them an accurate picture of what your city, county looks like, you're going to miss out. They said that up to each adult is around $1,000 or $2,000. You're going to miss out on that with adults. Kids, I think if I remember, it's 2 or 3 times that amount.
It is, and it's about accurately counting the population of our city and county. And if we don't do that, we're basically leaving free money on the table.
100%, and the fact that we're probably going to become a metropolitan.
Very close.
Very close to that. And I think that might scare some people, but at the same time, I think you need to realize with metropolitan status becomes, some more funding and help with it. Exactly. And just being in the council for a year, I have learned everything's expensive.
And it's all about funding.
And it is about funding, and that is money the government is looking to give you. So if you can give them an accurate count of how many citizens you have and that kind of stuff, you get that funding. It also helps determine how many representatives you have, district lines, that kind of stuff. And people do by law, they're not allowed to use any of that information for any type of legal reason, anything like that. People do worry about that. And I kind of say they already know where we are anyway. I mean, they're all exactly. So why not make sure that the city you live in is getting the best of what they deserve.
Absolutely, it's going to be much easier this time.
It is. I think they're doing online. They're going to be mailing out. They've got people coming. They've got multiple ways to do it this year. With technology. But the big thing is that if you don't get counted now, it's going to be 10 years before you get before they do this again. So you got a kid who's 3 years old and they don't get counted. Next time they get counted, they're 13. That's 10 years of funding that that kid missed out on because they weren't accurately counted. So I really want people to understand that this is important. This is for our city, to get us what we need because we are growing.
Absolutely.
At an amazing rate, and we need the funding to make sure that the city stays going in the direction we want it to.
So next April, make sure you're counted, and like Laurin said, online, paper, by mail, they have a call center, there's all kinds of ways. There's absolutely no reason not to be counted this year.
Exactly, yeah. There is no reason that you should be counted unless you just don't want to be, and then you're just not helping us out. So, yes.
Right. So, everybody is, I know you're hearing it too, everybody's so excited about North Washington being paved.
Yes.
Which was, a lot of folks don't understand.
They didn't.
That's a
and
state road.
It is a state
It's
road.
not a city street, it's
No.
a state road, and the city has no control to be able to decide when that's paved or not. But TDOT worked with us, and they were very
They
very
did.
gracious to have it paved. Any updates on any other projects you got going on?
There is, and that's what, yeah, so widening of Jefferson is a big thing
Big
that's been
one
discussed.
coming.
I mean, since I moved to Cookeville 6 years ago, that has been on the radar. And they are in the, in the right-of-way acquisition phase right now, hopefully starting construction in 2020, 21. And I said, we were at the Rotary lunch the other day
Mhm.
with, the head
Paul
of
Diggs,
Tennessee,
yeah.
Paul talking about how long things take and how much, I mean, those numbers, everything was in the millions.
It was.
How much time this takes and money it takes, so I always be patient. But there are things, the widening of Jefferson, that's still happening. The widening of North Willow between Broad and 12th Street, they're still doing the reporting phase of that, kind of getting all that together. We're still talking about that intersection at South Willow and West Jackson. That is in the engineering phase, and apparently between construction beginning in 2021, and then also kind of revamping North Cedar Avenue from 2nd to 7th. Right now we're just in the engineering phase, just kind of figuring out, since that's such a vibrant area
It
of
is.
our city, making it, we want to make sure it's walkable. We want to make sure it's bike accessible. We're talking about connecting the rail trail, through all of those areas, that kind of stuff. Because there has been a big demand for our city to be more walkable and bike friendly. And so areas that we can do that, we are looking to do that. North Cedar's one of them. So we've got, we had the list of projects that needed to be done.
Yes.
I think it was like 48 projects.
Oh, yeah.
That was just like, that wasn't even really touching it. And
No.
so, that was one of the reasons that we did raise taxes, is because we wanted to allocate a certain amount of that tax increase to put in a fund strictly for, not, we say transportation, but for roads and sidewalks,
Right.
because we know everyone hates traffic. We know we're growing, and we want to be proactive and make sure that we've got the money there, the funding there, so when these projects come up, we can start working on them.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, being a leader. On
Yeah,
the city council, elected official, is you gotta look out into the future and plan for those things. And the city does such a great job of that. I think you have a great council.
Yes.
The five of you seem to work so good together as a team. And that's what we do so good in Putnam County, isn't it? Whether it's the
Oh, my
city of
goodness,
Cookeville,
yes.
the county, the other cities.
Everybody.
We all work together as a team. I think that's why we've been so successful. Do you agree?
Oh, completely, and that's why, when I decided to run for council, I came and talked to you. I wanted
You
to
did.
I talked to all the department heads. I talked to, Melinda Kiefer, to, Mike Davidson, who's the manager at the time. I wanted to know what makes this city so successful. And when I started talking to everyone, I realized it is this cohesiveness. Everyone wants the best for Cookeville. They don't want the best for their department. They don't want the best for their, their section. They want what's best for our city. And everybody works together for that common goal. And when you have a common goal like that and everyone working towards it, I mean, it's hard to stop you.
It is.
It is. And so it was amazing. Our city council, I think we do work great together, and we're diverse, which is what I love, is that you can take 5 different, different people, different walks of life, different beliefs, different things they're, passionate about, but we all want the best for Cookeville.
Right.
So we come together and we make those decisions. It's amazing to see, people, so many people work together like that.
It is. So you've got a little more than a year on your belt. Is there any one thing that you're looking forward to that you want to see happen in Cookeville?
One of the things that I have talked about, and I know it's on the county's radar too, is something like another high school.
Yeah.
That is something I know. I feel like, again, having small children, looking forward, that's something I'd love to see happen. I love the growth that we're having right now. I want to make sure that we take care of our city, but at the same time also prepare for what's happening. And I think that by being proactive with what the county's done and the city's done, we're not going to get, blindsided by this growth. We're ready for what's coming. Making sure that we've got, good quality jobs that are coming in with higher wages. We've got some exciting things that could be happening here,
Oh,
and and that's wonderful. So, those kind of things. Just making sure that in 5 to 10 years, hopefully I'll still be on the, still be around on the city council, but I can look back and say, we saw the direction we were headed in, and we were prepared for it, and look where we've come.
Absolutely.
So that's what I really want to make sure, is that we don't look back. and say, oh man, we could have done something and we didn't do it. That was what, you know, my big thing is I don't want to look back and regret. I like the direction we're heading in, and I like being proactive, and I love Cookeville, and I want to stay here.
You're doing an amazing job.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for being on the show today.
Thank you so much. I've loved this, and happy anniversary.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Today we are celebrating our first anniversary of my show. How fast a year has gone by. I want to thank everyone that listens to the show each week. I also want to thank all of you that stop me on the street, email, text, and call, tell me you enjoy the show and to keep doing it. The only reason I do the show is for you, the citizens of our county, to try and keep you informed on all the great things happening in our community, and to allow you to hear from the great community leaders like Laurin this morning that make our county such a great place to live. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.